Hi, John Elkins, Murney Associates. Hey, I wanted to give you a little Econ 101 lesson to try to explain what's going on in the current real estate market, in our local real estate market. So, Econ 101, any professor is going to say, first we have to define the market, right? So what we're going to be talking about is Springfield, Greene County, and all the communities that surround Greene County. And you know who you are. We're Rogersville, Nixa, Ozark, Sparta, Republic. You got the idea. We'll throw some Branson in there. That's our market. Now we need to talk about supply and demand, right? Inventory levels. What's ideal? Well, our experience and our history tells us that in this market, we go through. We're selling homes. We were selling homes at the rate of about 500 to 600 per month, and we need about 5 months worth of inventory on the shelf. So multiply that times 5 is 2,500 to 3,000 houses. Now I'm a visual person, so when I talk about this, I visualize this big warehouse full of shelving and racks, and it's got all these different houses on the shelves that are all these different sizes, shapes, colors, ages. You got the picture. So we need like 2,500 to 3,000 on the shelf to balance the teeter-totter, if you will, of buyers and sellers, of supply and demand. At that level, it's we feel like that neither has the advantage over the other. So 5 months, 2,500 to 3,000. So now let's talk about past, present, and future. Let's rewind the past just a few weeks. We don't have to go back very far. Let's go back to the week after Valentine's Day, so mid to late February. How many houses do you think were on the shelves in our warehouse? Well, we had about 1,200, or about 40% of the warehouse was full. 40% of our shelves were full, leaving 60% bare. Did we freak out like it was the great toilet paper rush of 2020? No, we didn't. I'm a professor this evening, and I cannot explain that mess, and I'm not going to waste any time on it. So what I will tell you is we did not freak out when our warehouse shelving was a little bit low, because spring's around the corner. That's the time of year when everybody puts their house on the market, and that's when things are really happening. And back then, just a few weeks ago, we didn't foresee a virus, and we certainly couldn't imagine what we're experiencing today. So no reason to worry. Let's talk about present. What does our shelving look like today? We have about 1,200 homes on market. About 40% of our shelves are full. Does that mean that we haven't been doing anything as realtors? To the contrary. I'm telling you what, we are working harder right now. We are earning our keep, I'll tell you. And not just trying to sell houses and make money through this, but we're the focus. I can tell you that our focus is how we do our job to keep our clients safe and keep them healthy. And selling the houses takes care of itself. And I'll kind of get off in the weeds a little bit, but when all this shelter in place and who's essential and who's not, I could do a whole nother video on that. I really questioned whether realtors were truly essential. And I'm telling you, now that we've kind of been through some of the fire here, I can tell you that we are. And the reason that I say that is not selfish. It's merely because, look, whatever goes on in the world, people either need to buy or sell a house regardless of what's going on in the world. Maybe with all the shelter in place, some people need a bigger home. Maybe some people, cuts and pay, they need a smaller home. Maybe they need to relocate to keep their job, or be relocated back into Springfield to help out here. There's a lot of need out there, and a lot of reasons, and people need help. And that's the best part of my job, is being there to help. And so this is what's going on now. We've got about 1,200 on the shelf. And what do you think about the future? Look, I get it. If you don't want to list your house right now, I get it. I respect it. frankly, I wouldn't want strangers coming in with masks on, rubber gloves, and little foot covers going through and risk harm to and health of my family. And on the flip side, I don't know that I'd really want. I don't know that I'd want to go out and look at a bunch of strangers' houses either. So that goes back to where I can say the realtors have been working really hard to protect you and your family. And we have, I had mapped the process of buying and selling property a few months ago, and I took that and I jotted down the other day the changes that have occurred at each one of those steps in the process. And frankly, in terms of real estate, if there's a silver lining to this mess, I think the changes in those steps, those steps in that process are going to be fantastic. I think it's really it's going to safeguard your family, but in addition to that, it's going to save you time. You're not going to have the looky-loos and the grazers and the tire kickers coming around like maybe you have in the past. So there's a lot of good that's going to come out of this. I'm going to share that later in another video. But let's talk about the future. What can you do about the future if you're not in a position to buy or sell right now? I had a friend say something to the effect this morning of, hey, I've used this downtime. I've used it to be prepared for when the gate opens. I'm not going to wait for the gate to open and then get prepared. I'm going to be prepared when it opens. And I would encourage you to do the same thing. Take this time and think about what you want to do the minute the gate opens here in the next couple of weeks. And it's not going to be the same. We're not going to all run out and life's going to be kumbaya and all that. But it's going to be gradual. But I want you to be ready. I want you to be ahead of the curve. And so what I would encourage you to do right now is find a quiet time, a legal pad and a pen, and go out in front of your house and approach it as if you were going to you were interested in buying it. And I had another good friend one time that told me when you go to buy a car, a used car or used truck or something, don't think of all the reasons you can buy it, you want to buy it. Think about all the reasons you don't want to buy it. That's where the good stuff comes from, and that's what I'd encourage you to do at this point. Look at your house with a critical eye. Write down all the reasons that you wouldn't want to buy it right now. Maybe it's something as simple as cleaning out flower beds or washing windows, but hey, you got all this a lot of you have family hanging around in the house all day. Put a paintbrush in their hand. Paint the guest bathroom. Fix the holes in the basement walls. Whatever. Now is your opportunity to get prepared so you will be prepared. And I can't stress that enough. So there you go, class. That's my Econ 101 for this Friday night. And I hope all is well with you and your family. I would, above and beyond all, I hope that you know that you can call me, text me, 417-848-9500, or shoot me an email if you prefer, Elkins, the letter J, ELKINS, @Marnie.com. And if you have questions, concerns, or want to learn more, I'm here. This is what I do. This is what I love. And so call on me. And but above and beyond all, stay healthy, stay calm, and know that we're all in this together. And we'll get out soon. So take care.